Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. So la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, da da da.
And I got a couple of brothers who are in the studio to talk about some of the things that are plaguing our community. Brother, what brings you to the studio this morning?
Yeah, man, we here. I got Kamal here with me. We about to talk about the growing violence that been going on in the community, man. The gun violence specifically too, man. I just lost a friend, Bria Evans. I did a song for her called Smile4Bri. That when her passing occurred, that was the last straw for me. I had to speak up. I had to say something. You feel me? So I know Campbell is very knowledgeable about this subject, so I say let me bring somebody through, who could speak on it and give us some insight.
Well, I think everybody is at that point where we are all at our last straw.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's time to make a change in our community. It's time to do something positive.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
man.
I appreciate what you are doing, and I applaud your efforts.
Yeah, thanks,
So
man.
you said Bree was the reason that you started off your thing.
Yeah, man. I've been tired of it, but that was like the last straw. You get this innocent young girl, got a bright future ahead of her, and they just take away her life like senselessly.
Right.
And it hit me personally. That's a person I used to speak to, often. So it hit me in a personal spot, and then like what the day after somebody else died, Cheeky.
Right.
And then it just been like every day is like we disappearing as a generation, man. So it's like we gotta say something, we gotta do something. You feel me?
Definitely, man. Now, Mr. Campbell, you're very familiar with this. The Gangs in Paradise
Yes.
documentary kind of
Yes.
put you out there, put you on the map. And I remember at the time, a lot of people were like, "Hey, ain't got no gangs in the Fortune Islands."
Yeah, I do recall, and I do appreciate you guys having me here in the studio. I'm not in the capacity of government anymore. I'm just out here being a citizen, doing what I got to do, but still continuing the beat, continuing the movement. And the movement now that I'm seeing is a younger generation stepping up to the plate, and doing what they got to do as far as reaching out. And let me tell you something, right? One of the things that will turn this around is what you're doing here, Rashidi. Being on this radio, playing these positive musics that's gonna not just entertain but educate and remind us of what we're facing day in, day out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just appreciating him and you guys for doing what you're doing and continuing a beat that I'm on as well.
You said I'm young, but right now that ain't the most important thing, man. We have to make a change.
We asking that if you saw something, say something.
Say something,
You
right?
know? And I feel like people don't understand, like the code, the stop snitching. And snitching is when me and you go and rob a bank together, and I get caught, and I call your
Yeah,
name.
that's snitching.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
if I see something, I mean, I wanted it with you. I'm looking out for the betterment of my community.
Exactly.
I mean, that was your choice. I mean, you got the bad guys doing their job, and you got the good guys doing theirs. And I'm gonna help the good guys do their job. And
Exactly.
that's all it is, man.
Yeah, the thing is, people don't want to snitch until it hit home for them.
Right.
That's the problem, you
Right.
know. It's like everybody just want to mind the business. If they have nothing to do with me saying nothing, but they don't realize that if it hurt one family, if it hurt one person, it hurt all of we, it hurt the whole community.
And not only, I think at the end of the day, though, if the loss of Brie, and we could say a movement like this that happened, sadly, only because of Brie. I mean, there were a lot of other lives that were lost that I think maybe for some reason people believe like, well, them man were into this and they were into that so, and that kind of made it okay.
Right.
But Brie, being an innocent bystander in all of this, and being a beautiful young lady and having the spirit that she had,
Right.
has really impacted people.
Yeah, it did.
And I think this movement, if it lends to a reduction in murder rate next year
Right.
and the year after that, and the crime rate, then the life wasn't lost for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's hard to take as a family member, but realistically, like if we make a movement to change what's going on in our community, it will save so many lives.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's overdue, and it needs to be done.
Right.
And you've been trying before, bro. You said from 1999.
Yeah.
And those numbers, for the most part, just keep going up.
And keep going up.
So what's going to be the difference now?
But I'm gonna say this here: the difference is gonna be just like what you're saying and what we are seeing right now, with other individuals stepping up to the game. that is the young individuals that is more in tune with their own peers, that's in tune with that whole movement of their living right now currently. You know, information is there. People do want to say. It's how they get the information and who they give the information to. And with movements like this here, here's a voice now that maybe someone could come pass it on to him, pass it on to you, pass it on to any of the artists that now could pass it on to who's going to make the change, you see? And I'm going to go back again. Let's not depend on government. Let's not depend on politicians. Let's just keep this movement for us.
You hear about gun violence all the time, but you never actually think that it could happen to somebody so near and dear to your heart. So it was definitely a tough blow.
I've lost actually a couple classmates not too long ago, and that really hit hard. I also lost a cousin a while back, and you know, it most of it is over nothing. It's senseless things. One was a stray bullet as well. Sometimes people look at it and be like, oh, that's so bad for them, and not really. But when it hits close to you, like, it's it's a different feeling.
Friends of mine that has lost a loved one to the senseless crime on this island. I know it's not going to bring her back, but at least it will shed some light and save other lives.
Definitely, I have lost people really close to me from gun violence. I know you guys know Jamal Ashby, aka Saturday, one of the original members from JDPP. Keith Dawson, Lucci.
Well, me personally, I have not lost anyone extremely close to me to gun violence. But like I do tell people, when you kill one person, you're hurting 1,000 people, because friends have friends, friends have family, family have friends.
This isn't an issue that you can throw money at and fix. This isn't an issue that someone is going to come from the outside to help us with. We have got to determine that these are our islands and we want to see our children thrive in these islands, and we've got to do a better job of raising our children so that when they grow up to have an appreciation for life.
Whether it's basketball, music, whatever we want to use, just make sure that we have that unity vibe. I think as long as we come together, that will be the key.
When you see something, you must say something. When you hear something, you must pass it on to the right authorities.
Maybe shake them down, pat them down, search a vehicle or two. It may come off harassing, it may come off like these officers just being disgusting, but a lot of times it'll save people's lives, it'll prevent a lot of different stuff.
We know we have big events, you know, presence, police presence, VIPD. I think, you know, somebody who won't commit a stupid and senseless act won't think maybe twice or three times if there's a lot of, like, you know, law enforcement around.
I just think that we just need to come together and just be more supportive of each other, let each other know that we care, and I think that'll save more lives, man. For us to make a change, it just starts at home, man. First of all, you know, I just recently started a family myself, and I know how important it is that I am involved in my children's life, or even my nieces and my nephews' life.
I need the gang unit to be restored. I need the housing police to go back into the communities. We need our churches to leave the walls in which they worship and begin to effect change. We need our older, successful men to reach back and to help another young man. We need our economy, our elected officials to stimulate our economy to provide more opportunities to our young people. We have to provide more counseling programs, intervention programs, prevention programs. I mean, it's a collective effort across the board. And as citizens, no one person can hold blame. This is a collective effort, and I believe that we can and we must do better.
The violence in our community, it's getting out of hand right now. You know, it's been bad for a few years, but it seems like our whole generation is disappearing right now.
What's happening right now is we have children raising children. There are not enough fathers in the homes to be there for their sons or daughters. You know, we got away from the village raising a child together. Because when I was growing up, if I did something wrong and someone told me something, when I go home, I'm gonna get it again from my parents. It's not that way anymore.
Our young men have begun to fight, and he hits you, hit him back, and don't cry, boys don't cry. And when we treat them as such, they grow up like animals and they act barbaric. And the barbaric way to respond to anything is to pick up a gun. There's no dialogue, there's no diplomacy, there's nothing. And it begins with the way we've raised our young men.
We have a lot of kids in the gym that come to the gym by themselves, and sometimes we ask them, so what your parents think about you, training, because we never see them, and they would say, I don't know, and I'd be like, and you could already see them kind of having that don't care-ish attitude. I was kind of my mama's boy, and I was to myself, but boxing opened up a new world to me. It showed me that I could be strong, I could put my mind to something and get it accomplished, and that helped me develop as a young man.
When I was growing up, basketball was everything to me. I used to cut school to go and play basketball. And my whole thing about doing anything that's positive for our kids today is consistency. Okay, if you run a league or if you do any kind of program that targets kids, if you're not consistent with it, okay, it's not going to work. Okay, we bring the kids in off the street one year, and the next year you don't do it, the kids back out on the street again doing the same mischief that they've been doing all the time.
They used to look up to us a lot as singers, performers, rhythm man, drummers, bass guitarists. Like, they like what we do. So they look up to us, and almost anything we would say, they will, they take heed. So if we keep talking to them over and over and over again, we might not be able to save the day today, but we could save the day years from now with the youth them that are growing up.
To be honest, I was more in the forefront. My grandma called me and told me that she got shot. I went rushed straight to the hospital. I was actually kind of sad because I didn't get to see her while she was actually awake. But then they rushed her into surgery, and basically I got the news when everybody else got the news, so it really hurt. And like I said, we're close, and it was, even though I saw her, I still didn't believe it. Even up until this day, I still don't believe it.
When she passed away, to that event in specific, it made me kind of feel like, in a sense, like, wow, if I didn't have this event, if I didn't plan this, maybe she would have lived. But once again, it goes back to people not behaving or having the right guidance, or basically not behaving is the mentality that they have, not only when it comes to these events, but when they go about their daily lives.
My sister passing tear a big piece out of me, because that was basically my other half, and I didn't know how to go through it, and I miss her bad, so it just hurt my heart to hear people talking about her.
My relationship with Bria, she was like my mentor, my therapist. Like when I needed advice, she always had the best. She was like a fun, bubbly, party type. Always to have fun, always smiling and laughing. The jokester.
I don't know, Bria was just always smiling, always perky, always smiling, very vibrant, loving, always embrace you with a hug when she saw you. She was just Bria.
I want them to remember that she was always joyful, life of the party, beautiful smile.
We used to fight a lot, and then we stopped fighting eventually. I realized I ain't gonna never beat her. Then I get bigger than her, and then she stopped fighting me. And we had a very strong relationship. I couldn't do nothing without her. That's it.
I always used to tell her she have a beautiful smile. That's something that I think everybody noticed.
Yo, this is Sha from Sha HP the band. My message to you guys is hold it down. We live in a small community where we're supposed to be sharing love. Anything that happens in the community, good or bad, everybody feels it. You have a friend, you know they're doing bad, they're overdoing it. A rebel without a cause, tell them hold it down. Set good examples. Love each other, respect each other, help each other out. That's my message from Sha HP the band.
You don't know what's going on in myself. This your boy, Sis, the girl them sugar deep in the cut, repping the Loud Squad. And I just come to tell you guys that we all gotta play a part in this, man. We all gotta help ourselves reach where we want to be in regards to the violence. We gotta stop the violence. Anything that you could do, anything that you could say, you gotta help us all. We could stop the violence, we could put the guns down. I believe that we could do it one day, you know what I'm saying? So just put the guns down for your family, for your home, for your friends. Do it for love, do it for unity, you know? It's your boy Sis, out.
Yep, this your boy, Mr. Who's Afraid, BDJ. And I'm telling you to hold it on, man. Stop all the violence, stop all the senseless killing. No fighting, no shooting, no killing. We don't want no part of that, yeah. Love alone, one love.
Things you gotta spread more love, because more love brings more commerce. More love brings more peace and prosperity to this island, and people don't see it. It's your job to bring it to them. Give it to them. It's okay. It can start here with you. It's a heavy burden to bear, but you share that load by spreading that love to the next person, to the person that's next to you.
I wrote this song, Smile4Bri, just off of, an emotional reaction, It's not something I had to stay there and take my time to write. It just came straight from the heart. As soon as, I heard the news, I wanted everybody to, smile for her, let her feel, whoever she is, that everything's all right.
Won't you smile for me one more time for me as I get down and pray on my bended knees, and as I close my eyes, girl, it's you I'll see. So won't you smile just one more time? Oh, yeah. So la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, da da. Just smile for me one more time for me as I get down and pray on my bended knees, and as I close my eyes, girl, it's you I'll see. So won't you smile just one more time? I wish I could tell you all the things I wanted to tell you when I had the chance, but now I gotta say it in prayer. I hope you're listening. Wish I could touch your heavenly hands so we can dance again and laugh again. Just one more time, won't you be my friend? I'll be loving you till the very end. That's real. So Bria, won't you smile for me one more time for me as I get down and pray on my bended knees, and as I close my eyes, girl, it's you I'll see. So won't you smile just one more time?
Let Bria and the countless others who have suffered at the hand of violence be an example to all of us. Visionary movements. Let's create an era of peace.
Let's smile for Bria one more time for Bria. Let's get down and pray on our bended knees. Let's close our eyes, 'cause it's her